Namaskar, welcome in our special program focusing agriculture sector in 2020. In next half an hour, we will try to sum up all those major decisions which were aimed at improving farmers' condition and bringing everlasting structural changes in rural economy.
Agriculture in India has been the biggest source of livelihood of rural population. Despite the decades of neglect, the farming sector still has the fair share in the country's gross domestic product. To overcome the long-standing problems and challenges of the agriculture sector, Modi government chalked out a long-term revival plan for the sector. Prime Minister Narendra Modi called for the adequate measures in the farming sector to ensure that the income of farmers get double by 2022.
आत्मनिर्भर भारत आज कृषि क्षेत्र में बना है। आज भारत के किसान भारत के नागरिकों का ही पेट भरते इतना नहीं है। आज भारत वो स्थिति में है कि दुनिया में जिसकी जरूरत है उसको भी हम अन्न दे सकते हैं। अगर ये हमारी शक्ति है, आत्मनिर्भर की ये ताकत है, तो हमारे कृषि क्षेत्र में भी मूल्य वृद्धि आवश्यक है। वैश्विक आवश्यकताओं के अनुसार हमारे कृषि जगत में बदलाव की आवश्यकता है। विश्व की अपेक्षाओं को पूरा करने के लिए हमने हमारे कृषि जगत को भी आगे बढ़ाने की जरूरत है।
Just like the reforms in other sectors, to double the income of farmers, the agriculture sector also needed a slew of pro-farmer reforms. Since the formation of the government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2014, the focus of the central government has been on reducing the input cost of farming and increasing farmers' income. The outcomes of these decisions are quite visible now. With the implementation of several pro-farmer schemes today, the agricultural production in India is increasing at an unprecedented pace, which has resulted in strengthening of farmers' income as well. In 2014, the newly elected Modi government constituted a LAKH committee to concretize various proposals. The committee, after extensive consultation, recommended adoption of the new Agriculture Marketing Act of 2017, which was adopted by the several states. In the second term, Modi government accelerated the agrarian reforms and started the consultation process with various stakeholders. A high-powered committee of chief ministers for transformation of Indian agriculture was set up in June 2019 to implement reforms and know the intent of states.
पिछले 6 साल में हमारी सरकार ने किसानों की एक एक जरूरत को ध्यान में रखते हुए अनेक महत्वपूर्ण कदम उठाए हैं। इसी कड़ी में देश के किसानों की उन मांगों को भी पूरा किया गया है जिन पर बरसों से सिर्फ और सिर्फ मंथन चल रहा था। बीते कई दिनों से देश में किसानों के लिए जो नए कानून बने, आजकल उसकी चर्चा बहुत है। एक कृषि सुधार, ये कानून रातों रात नहीं आए हैं। पिछले 20-22 साल से इस देश की हर सरकार ने, राज्यों की सरकार ने इस पर व्यापक चर्चा की है। कम अधिक सभी संगठनों ने इन पर विमर्श किया है।
The government identified the deep-rooted problems in farming sector like lack of infrastructure, inadequate credit facilities and high intermediation costs. Modi government came out with a long-term solution to overcome each and every obstacle in the way of farming sector. A look at the policy decisions of the government over the last 1 year shows the impact of these decisions on the farming sector. Despite the global pandemic of COVID-19, it has seen a year of achievements for the agriculture sector. The reason behind the incomparable performance can be found in the allocation of funds for agriculture in the 2020-2021 budget.
स्वामीनाथन साहब ने देश भर में सालों तक किसानों से बातचीत की, यूनियन से बातचीत की, कृषि विद्वानों से बातचीत की, साइंटिस्टों से बातचीत की और उसके आधार पर उन्होंने अपनी रिकमेंडेशन की। और मुझे कहते हुए गौरव है कि 201 रिकमेंडेशन में से 200 रिकमेंडेशन पर आज मोदी सरकार काम कर रही है। लेकिन एक रिकमेंडेशन बड़ी लोकप्रिय थी और आवश्यक भी थी, जिसको यूपीए सरकार ने उस समय स्वीकार नहीं किया था कि एमएसपी पहले सरकार अपनी मर्जी से घोषित करती थी, हर साल 5 रुपए बढ़ा दिए, 10 रुपए बढ़ा दिए। स्वामीनाथन साहब ने रिकमेंड किया था कि किसान की जो लागत आती है खेती में, उस पर 50% मुनाफा जोड़कर एमएसपी का निर्णय होना चाहिए। मोदी जी ने इस रिकमेंडेशन को स्वीकार किया और आज एमएसपी लागत पर 50% मुनाफा जोड़कर घोषित की जाती है।
Modi government is committed to double the income of farmers by 2022, and to meet this target, there was an imminent need to open up markets for farmers to get a better price for their produce. For the year 2020-21, Modi government allotted a budget of 1.34 lakh crore for the agriculture sector. In 2021 budget, a 16-point action program was constituted for agriculture, irrigation and rural development. This 16-point action program included encouraging states to pass agricultural model laws passed by the central government. Target to increase agricultural credit to 15 lakh crore from 12 lakh crore rupees. Krishi Uddhan scheme to boost agricultural exports in both international as well as domestic route. Allotment of 2.83 lakh crores for agriculture and irrigation for the year 2020-21. Allotment of 1.23 lakh crore for rural development and Panchayati Raj. Measures to improve situation in 100 water-stressed districts. Plan to help farmers to use proper manure and little water, encourage the balanced use of fertilizers. Setting up Kisan Rail in PPP model for perishable goods. One product for one district so that the focus is given at district level for horticulture to gain momentum. Integration of ENAM with financing of negotiable warehousing receipts. Setting up of standalone solar pumps for 20 lakh farmers and helping 15 lakh farmers to set up solar aided pumps. Strengthening the portal of Jaivik Kheti. To eliminate disease affecting livestock. Aim to double milk capacity to 108 million metric tons. Fish production to be raised to 2 lakh tons. Involving youths in fisheries through the Sagar Mitra scheme. This 16-point action plan is not only helping the farmers in increasing their income, but it will also bring everlasting structural changes in agriculture sector. During the challenging times of COVID-19 pandemic, Modi government again brought a slew of measures to support the farmers of the country. The government announced an economic package of 1.63 lakh crore for agriculture and allied sectors aimed at strengthening infrastructure, logistics and capacity building. A total of 11 announcements were made, in which 8 decisions were related to agriculture and agricultural infrastructure sector, while 3 decisions were related to governance and reforms. In challenging times of a global pandemic, these announcements proved to be a boon for our farmers. Plan of 1 lakh crores to strengthen the infrastructure in agriculture sector led to a variety of activities, including increasing farmers' income, storage of agricultural produce and value addition. Today, many organizations including primary, cooperative societies, startups, farmers' produce organizations are taking advantage of this fund. For small food processing units, the government started the 10,000 crore micro food enterprise scheme. This is benefiting the smaller units working in the food processing sector. Today, the units associated with the micro food production are taking advantage of this fund by creating a cluster through the scheme. This is also serving Prime Minister Narendra Modi's campaign of Vocal for Local. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, a flagship scheme for focused development of fisheries sector in the country with an estimated investment of 20,050 crore during a period of 5 years, was also launched as a part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign. Under this scheme, financial assistance of 12,000 crores is being provided for marine and inland fisheries. Apart from this, there is a provision of expenditure of 9,000 crore rupees on improving the infrastructure related to fisheries. Under the scheme, fishermen are being provided new boats, and about 55 lakh people will get employment from the scheme in the future. With these measures, India's fish exports are expected to double or reach 1 lakh crore. Apart from this, in the next 5 years, 70 million tons of additional fish production will also be possible. With an estimated cost of 13,342 crore rupees, government approved the National Animal Disease Control Program aimed at vaccination of approximately 53 crore cattle. The vaccination will protect cows and buffaloes from foot and mouth disease, resulting in increased milk production in the country as well as a rise in the income of farmers. The government also announced 15,000 crore fund to promote animal husbandry. This fund is attracting private investment in activities like animal husbandry and dairy production. This is resulting in the rise of farmers' income, which also encourages activities like cattle field and milk processing. The government also prepared a plan of 4,000 crores to promote herbal plants. It includes cultivation of herbal products in about 10 lakh hectares. This will provide an additional income of 5,000 crores to farmers. A fund of 500 crores was also allotted to the beekeeping activities. This resulted in income of 2 lakh beekeepers and also paved the way for large-scale honey production in the country. The Operation Green schemes from tomato, onion and potato extended to all fruits and vegetables for a period of 6 months on a pilot basis as part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The Essential Commodities Act of 1955 has been amended to increase competition and investment in the agriculture sector. This will increase the farmers' income and protect their interest. Earlier, farmers had to suffer losses due to fluctuations in crop production and were forced to sell products at low prices. After the change in rules, the rule of stock limit will be applicable only in situations like drought and floods. Modi government removed the legal hurdles to enable farmers to get the right price for their produce by selling their product in any state. Under a central law, farmers are now allowed to take their product to any state and sell it. This enables the farmer to get the right price for their crop. Earlier, farmers had to sell their produce to the Agriculture Marketing Market Committee, that's APMC, license holders. To prevent the oppression of farmers, such a convenient legal framework has been created under which the farmer will have a fixed income. In August, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the financing facility of 1 lakh crore under the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund through video conferencing. The fund aimed to catalyze the creation of post-harvest management infrastructure and community farming assets such as cold storage, collection centers, processing units. These assets will enable farmers to get greater value for their produce as they will be able to store and sell at higher prices, reduce wastage and increase processing and value addition.
आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान के तहत हर जिले में मशहूर उत्पादकों के साथ देश और दुनिया के मार्केट तक पहुंचाने के लिए एक बड़ी योजना बनाई गई है। इसके तहत देश के अलग अलग जिलों में गांव के पास ही कृषि उद्योगों के क्लस्टर बनाए जा रहे हैं। साथियों, अब हम उस स्थिति की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं जहां गांव के कृषि उद्योगों से फूड आधारित उत्पाद शहर जाएंगे और शहरों से दूसरा औद्योगिक सामान बनकर गांव पहुंचेगा। खेती से जुड़े स्टार्टअप्स को प्रोत्साहित किया जा रहा है। अभी तक लगभग 350 कृषि स्टार्टअप्स को मदद दी जा रही है। ये स्टार्टअप्स फूड, पर्टिकुलरली फूड प्रोसेसिंग से जुड़े हैं, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स, खेती से जुड़े स्मार्ट उपकरणों के निर्माण और रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी से जुड़े हैं।
Prime Minister also released the 6th installment of funds of 17,000 crore rupees to 8.5 crore farmers under the PM Kisan scheme. The rollout and implementation of PM Kisan scheme happened at an unparalleled pace, with funds being directly transferred into the Aadhaar authenticated beneficiaries' bank accounts to prevent leakage and increase convenience for farmers.
पलक झपकते आपने देखा होगा, स्विच ऑन किया और पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि के 17,000 करोड़ रुपए सीधे सीधे 8.5 करोड़ किसानों के खाते में जमा हो गए। कोई बिचौलिया नहीं, कोई कमीशन नहीं, सीधा सीधा किसान के पास चला गया।
The scheme has been instrumental in supporting farmers during the COVID-19 pandemic through the release of nearly 22,000 crores to aid the farmers during the lockdown period. The issue of making agriculture profitable for farmers has been discussed and debated for decades. Despite the several recommendations of reforms in agriculture, the sector remains neglected in want of a decisive action. To fulfill its promise of doubling farmers' income by 2022, Modi government took a comprehensive reform initiative in agriculture sector. In 2020, Modi government introduced and passed 3 historic bills in the parliament. The Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Act 2020, the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement of Price Assurance and Farm Service Act 2020, and the Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020. These 3 new agriculture laws will be a game changer for the farming community. The new Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce law enables farmers and traders to buy and sell products outside the Agricultural Produce Market Committee located in the state. Its objective is to bring more value to the produce of farmers by reducing trade and transportation costs and to develop a convenient mechanism for e-trading. While presenting the draft of the 3 laws in Parliament, it made it clear that neither the mandis will be closed nor the MSP system be replaced. Through this law, new options are being provided to the farmers along with the old system.
Government has done right thing by bringing these laws. Earlier we had to sell our crops here only, and because of that we couldn't get right price. Now we can sell our crop anywhere in the country to get maximum price of our produce. New agriculture laws are really beneficial for us. Now farmer can sell his produce anywhere in the country. Middlemen are being thrown out of the mandis. Farmer is free to sell his crops anywhere. There will not be any kind of prohibition on trading.
Now farmers will have more options available for selling their produce and middlemen will be thrown out of the markets. Competitive digital trade will be encouraged and farmers will get better price for their products. Minimum support price system will not be compromised. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that MSP procurement from farmers is the top priority of the government and it will continue to do so in the future.
पिछली सरकार के समय गेहूं पर एमएसपी थी 1400 रुपये प्रति क्विंटल। हमारी सरकार प्रति क्विंटल गेहूं पर 1975 रुपये एमएसपी दे रही है। पिछली सरकार के समय धान पर एमएसपी थी 1310 रुपये प्रति क्विंटल। हमारी सरकार प्रति क्विंटल धान पर करीब 1870 रुपये एमएसपी दे रही है। पिछली सरकार में ज्वार पर एमएसपी थी 1520 रुपये प्रति क्विंटल। हमारी सरकार ज्वार पर प्रति क्विंटल 2640 रुपये एमएसपी दे रही है। पिछली सरकार के समय मसूर की दाल पर एमएसपी थी 1950 रुपये। हमारी सरकार प्रति क्विंटल मसूर दाल पर 5100 रुपये एमएसपी दे रही है। पिछली सरकार के समय चने पर एमएसपी थी 3100 रुपये। हमारी सरकार अब चने पर प्रति क्विंटल 5100 रुपये एमएसपी दे रही है। पिछली सरकार के समय तूर दाल पर एमएसपी थी 4300 रुपये प्रति क्विंटल। हमारी सरकार तूर दाल पर प्रति क्विंटल 6000 रुपये एमएसपी दे रही है। पिछली सरकार के समय मूंग दाल पर एमएसपी थी 4500 रुपये प्रति क्विंटल। हमारी सरकार मूंग दाल पर करीब 7200 रुपये 7200 रुपये एमएसपी दे रही है। साथियों, ये इस बात का सबूत है कि हमारी सरकार एमएसपी समय समय पर बढ़ाने को कितनी तवज्जो देती है।
The new act is not intended to replace the state APMC Act and does not affect the functioning of the APMCs in any manner. APMCs will continue to regulate the marketing of agriculture produce within the physical boundaries of market yards. Both the laws will coexist for the common interest of farmers. The Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement of Price Assurance and Farm Service Act 2020. The second law is aimed at ending the uncertainty of crop prices. It provides a legal contract for farmers to enter into written contracts with companies. The new legislation will empower farmers for engaging with processors, wholesalers, aggregators, big retailers and exporters on a level playing field. Farmers will have a price assurance even before sowing of crops. The farmers will have full power in the contract to fix a sale price of his choice for the produce. In case of higher market price, farmers will be entitled to this price over and above the minimum price. With prior price determination, farmers will be shielded from the rise and fall of market prices. This will end the existing risk of market unpredictability. Farmers will have access to better seeds and modern technology. It will reduce cost of marketing and improve income of farmers. The new mechanism is equipped with an effective dispute resolution system with clear timelines for redressal. Farmers have been provided adequate protection. Sale, lease or mortgage of farmers' land is totally prohibited. The Essential Commodity Amendment Act 2020. In seasons of bumper harvest, farmers have been unable to get better price due to the lack of investment in cold storage, warehouses, processing and exports. The new legislation will help drive up investment in cold storages and modernization of food supply chains. This will help both farmers and consumers while bringing in price stability. It will create competitive market environment and also prevent wastage of agri-produce. The Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020 aims to remove fears of private investors of excessive regulatory interference in their business operations. The freedom to produce, hold, move, distribute and supply will lead to harnessing of economies of scale and attract private sector foreign direct investment into agriculture sector. It will help dried up investment in cold storages and modernization of food supply chain. The government, while liberalizing the regulatory environment, has also ensured that interests of consumers are safeguarded. It has been provided in the amendment that in situations such as war, famine, extraordinary price rise and natural calamity, such agricultural foodstuff can be regulated. In December, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, approved assistance of about 3,500 crores for sugarcane farmers. To enable payment of dues of the sugarcane farmers, government decided to facilitate the export of surplus sugar stock while incurring 3,500 crore rupees for this purpose. This assistance would be directly credited into farmers' account. This decision will benefit 5 crore sugarcane farmers and their dependents, as well as 5 lakh workers employed in the sugar mills and related ancillary activities. Modi government's these proactive steps resulted in agricultural output. Despite the challenging times of COVID-19, procurement of wheat from farmers by government agencies touched an all-time high record on 16th of July 2020, when total procurement for the central pool reached 382 lakh metric tons, surpassing the earlier record of 381.48 lakh metric tons during 2012-13. Similarly, the procurement of paddy is all set to reach a record high of 742 lakh metric tons during the ongoing Kharif crop season, as against 627 lakh metric tons paddy last year. These overwhelming production and procurement figures in themselves are success stories of Indian agriculture.
That's all for now. Do keep watching DD India.